Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about Fall of Power of the Prime. I do that all the time. Hi everyone, today I'll be looking at Power of the Primes Volcanicus. This is the combined form of all the Dinobots. This is sort of a long time in coming. There's a school of thought that they should have always combined from G1. I didn't buy this for the combined form. I think it's a great idea. I believe the combined form started as a custom. I want to say Frenzy Rumble custom, but I don't remember offhand. It's been a while. And I didn't look it up before I started this video. This guy's pretty good looking like this together. Even as a Hasbro combiner. It's not that bad. It's not as super wide as he looks in pictures. In person, it's much nicer. Each one of the Dinobot characters look a lot like their original G1 selves. Grimlock is a little wide in the hips, which I'll show you in a few minutes. He doesn't come with any weapons. This is from Fall of Cybertron Grimlock. It's definitely worth it to get weapons. There's a third-party set out there that actually changes some of Grimlock. I'm not into taking apart the figures to put add-ons to them. I kind of like I don't want my hands, feet, these type of things. I kind of like it something that's just an add-on and not something I have to take apart, which is why I haven't really bit the bullet on that one yet. Overall, though, he looks okay. Looks pretty good. Without any further ado, let's get to the review. And a close-up of his combined form. This is Volcanicus. This is the Dinobots combined. It looks decent. I could see it through my camera how this part here looks very, very wide. In person, it looks beefier than wide. But if you see how wide he is here, he is fairly thin, and he leans forward a bit. There's the back of him. Very flat in the back. Very, well, it's not a lot of detail. Side. And back to the front. Now, of course, all the different Dinobots are interchangeable. They could be arms or legs, depending on your preference. So there's a lot of options, a lot of different ways to combine them. The Grimlock being the torso, there is sort of an issue with some of the Hasbro Combiner Wars, Power of the Primes combiners that I don't like, and it happens to be their waist. So, like this guy, with Grimlock here, his leg go back and forth. Now, his leg should be up like this. That's how it's supposed to go. Which it kind of makes him a little wider. But what it does is it swings out his legs like this on this. It just looks weird to me. It looks very odd. I prefer this way. He's a little slender, a little more taller, and has a really, really, really long thigh. But overall, I think standing there, he looks a lot better this way, in my opinion. Of course, that is just my opinion. Yours may be different, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Now, come on, stand up. It's, he's pretty tall. He's about the same height as the other combiners. For comparison, here is Abominus. Again, he is wide. Much wider than the other combiners. So that's how it scales next to Abominus. Next to a Voyager-sized figure. Next to a Prime Master. So he's got some size to him. This works in this mode. If you want to get him for this mode, I say go for it. It's really cool. Each one of their respective robot modes in Dinobot form, Robot Dino and Robot Dinosaur mode are very cool. Now he does come with the Enigma of Combination, which goes in Grimlock's mouth here, like so. And sticks out pretty far in front of his chest there. Now, that's also a spot for any one of the Prime Masters. You could put the Prime Masters in the same location via this little peg right here. Just, if you can see, let's put it close up. Little hole there. This will peg directly into it. And he can hold them like that. He can also hold them in the feet, because I'm light in there, right there, this little cavity there, or in the hands by removing this piece here. So let's have a close-up look on some of this detail. One thing I really like about this guy is the head sculpt. It looks very cool. It has a very nice look to it. These little horns are going forward are just really nice touch on it. It definitely has a Dinobot feel. That's something that I really like about that head sculpt. They really took into account the aesthetics of the original Dinobots and when they made this. He has just a ton of detail with Grimlock's legs here, parts of the gold, the red on the abdomen, again taking into account that Dinobot aesthetic that's been there since G1, or actually since Diaclone. It's really nice. Let's get this Ball of Cybertron sword out of there. So it's a very, very cool looking figure. So let's take a look at the individual robot forms. Here is the leader of the Dinobots, Grimlock. This is a great robot form for Grimlock. He looks very G1. Couple little things I wish that he would have that the G1 version had, or some more of the detail. Some of the chest here, as you can see right here, he's got that really nice, it's paint, it's clear plastic painted gold under it to give a layered look to it. It's not actually layered like the G1 would have the clear plastic over the gold. It's not vacuum metallized, which would have been nice. However, it does look pretty good. You can see all the detail in there. It looks just really, really nice. Now, one thing, I kind of wish they would have painted this on the gold on the outside and left this clear and put gold on the inside. Because on the G1, this is a window, but it still looks pretty good. The legs have stickers, which are those really bad quality thin stickers they've been using lately, but they look really nice with the detail. It has a lot of the detail is very G1, comes directly from the design of the G1 Grimlock. The head, if I get in the head here, looks awesome as well. It is actually, the head sculpt is the Masterpiece Grimlock head sculpt. It's very interesting. I guess maybe they could keep costs down by reusing the same design. This design works very, very well. Looks very nice. And it has the red eyes instead of the blue eyes. And you can't switch them like you can on the Masterpiece. Here he is next to the Generation 1 Grimlock. As you can see, he's a bit taller. He's got these stickers like I mentioned. They're very similar. You get the blue, the red stripes, the little blue piece here. Got the red on the crotch piece, and he's got the gold. Still the same with the Dinobot, the dinosaur head. The Dinobot arms are on the wings. His tail piece is right here, where the tail is here on the G1. That's because of the legs as the tail, which doesn't look great. The back, side, front to the original, and side, front of the Power of the Primes version. Now, I'm not going to go through transformation of all of these guys, but I will show you them transformed. Here he is with next to his Generation 1 counterpart, Grimlock. See, you can see they are actually right about the same size. The tail's really, really, really noticeable on this one when you look at him in a side view like this. It's still, though, Grimlock, You got the gold, red eyes, same gray color. The circles, the details are there. It's got the detail of the sticker on the side, like this does here on the chest. It doesn't have any silver on the tail, like this one does. It's got little gold, little pieces of gold, colored gold for the claws on the legs. The waist piece, again, is the same color. This is the gold color. Autobot symbol on the head. This one's seen better days, but you can see it's there. Overall, looks like Grimlock. It does have a hell of a open back, though. All right, and here is Slug, or Slag, as he was called in G1. Slag is a slur in, I believe, the UK, so they had to change it to Slug, which that completely makes sense. He looks pretty good in his Triceratops form. His legs here do look a little squinched, and he's a little close to the ground. He's rather small. Here he is in comparison to G1. My G1 has this sort of issue. It's okay. He's just a little surprised all the time. It's got a lot of the same detailing as the G1, as you can see with the feet being up here and up here. It's got gold tail, clear plastic here and here. Some very, molded detail. Some very much molded detail similarities in the head. The clear plastic and the stripe down here. It doesn't have chrome here, but it does have it molded in. It has stripes molded in. Overall, you could absolutely tell it's the same character. There's no denying it. Here's Slug in his robot mode. He has a lot of design details. A lot of these little pieces here that are just molded in this sculpt come directly from the G1. It's super nice, very G1 accurate. He doesn't have a very long tail sticking out. It sticks up, it folds up into his legs here. I do wish he had the wings. That would be very nice, or some chrome on him to set off some of the gold, or even the gold chrome would be really cool. This could be a very good looking figure, it's like upscaled with some nicer paint on it. Could really set this thing off. Here he is next to his Generation 1 counterpart. As you can see, let's see, put a little camera here, get up to the camera, and you could see this detail in his arm. They got the triangle with the lines coming off it are just the same shape as that sticker. It's got, if you look, like all this little detail here is the same as the detail in here. He's a little weak in the knees, so excuse me. It's same sort of detailing, some lines here, through lines there, just like the stickers here. It's molded detail in. It doesn't have the same amount of weapons. He only comes with a gun. He does not come with a sword. This gun, you could also, if I could get it out of his hand, could also stick it down here, so I could stick it on dinosaur mode, but it looks kind of weird with a foot gun. Can't put it on his shoulder, but it's still really nice. Now, on to the next one. Okay, next up we have Sludge. He looks, again, very much like his G1 counterpart. He's got the same gold pieces up here. He actually has the exact same shape of his hind leg. His front legs are exactly the same as on Slug, which kind of is a shame. He has an opening jaw. It's open about that much. Clear plastic with the gold painted under it. Red eyes. Pretty nice detailing on it. Again, kind of similar. Does have silver here as his tail, which is a nice little add-on there. The black line here, kind of like this. It's a fairly decent looking dinosaur mode. Alright, here he is with his robot mode next to his G1 counterpart. Again, very similar, has some similar details in the chest. The head looks more like the cartoon than the toy. The legs here this little piece does not move, despite there being a molded joint. That bothers me. His gun is the same exact gun that Slug has. It would be nice to have this gun, which is the G1 gun, which is really cool looking, or just something like the missile launcher. The one thing he does have that I really like is the wings. Finally, we have one with the wings. They like to pop off on me if I go any further than this, but I'm glad that it at least has the wings in the back. Very cool. Glad they incorporated that. Okay, moving right along. Here is Swoop. Swoop looks pretty good. He does have, if you notice, he's blue and not red. He was blue on the Diaclone and blue in the cartoon, so the decision was to make these look more like the cartoon, so they went with the blue instead of the red. One thing I would like, it would have be chromed on these wings, which would, like this, would look really nice. His wingspan, you notice, is quite close to the G1, if not exactly the same. It's got a lot of the same similar components as the G1. The little head swing there, the clear beak, the beak mouth does open and close. Focus there a little bit more. Does open and close. Very nice. It's got the backpack that the G1 toy has as well, complete with the red line. So a lot of the detail is there. It does look very nice. It's a very good Swoop figure. I am really glad we got a Swoop figure like this. Alright, here he is in his robot mode next to Generation 1 Swoop. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, he does not come with missile launchers, but he does come with his sword, which, as you can see, is the same sword as his G1 counterpart. Same shape, at least. It's very nice. I am glad he comes with a sword. So, that's a plus. Overall, very similar design. The beak goes in the front. This splits apart as for transformation. This one does not split apart. Overall, though, that's Swoop. It's undeniably him. And last but not least, Snarl. Here he is, next to his Generation 1 counterpart. They, again, share a lot of the same features with the gold in the same spots, the translucent plastic on the head, gold arms. This one actually has translucent plastic for the arms. Translucent here, translucent here, gold, gold. His tail is only tipped on the gold plastic, and this is the vacuum metallized plastic. Again, it would be nice if these had that. I could understand as a cost-cutting measure, or their vacuum metallized plastic has not been up to par lately. It seems to rub off easily, so maybe it was a choice for longevity. A lot of the same detailing. It's got the ridge here, kind of goes for the foot. This is where the foot goes when you transform it. This foot doesn't actually fit there, which I just wish it did, because I think it's one of the cool things with the G1. As you see, it kind of snaps in place, but it's too short to actually fit in the foot spot. However, very similar in design, very similar in aesthetics. It's very similar, same detailing, or very similar detailing on the sides. Definitely a very good representation of the character. And here he is in robot mode next to his Generation 1 counterpart. He looks great. This is definitely one of the best Dinobots in the Power of the Primes Dinobots line. He has a great transformation. He has great aesthetics. Beautiful looking figure. Looks very, very close to the G1. It's an amazing, amazing figure. Very, very nice. Very, very cool. Definitely strikes all the G1 chords. He has his sword. It's not red, but it's the same shape, basic shape as the G1. He looks great. It's got the split in the split tail sticking out of the back. You've got the same aesthetics in the legs. Looks fantastic. A little clear piece here. This is where the fist would put on, so you could put his Prime Master Enigma combination in there. Super fantastic. Very, very good figure. And here they all are together. The G1s, as well as the Power of the Primes Dinobots. And that was Power of the Primes Volcanicus. As I said before, he's pretty good looking in Gestalt form. If you haven't seen it in person and want Dinobots and want to have Volcanicus as a combined form, he actually looks pretty good. It's better than in pictures. So I would say go for it. All the individual robots are great. They would look fantastic on your Chug, Power of the Primes, Combiner Wars, Titan Returns shelf. It's pretty good overall. So I would recommend it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. I think next time I'm coming up with Abominus, or Abominus. See you then.